This new Eurorack module that I am making, just breadboarded and coded up and testing it now. This is called the Chord Machine. It runs on a Raspberry Pi Pico, form of one anyway, RP2040. Reduced pin counts on this. It's a seed small RP2040. But completely compatible with Raspberry Pi Pico. So anyway, this is the module called the Chord Machine, and the display kind of blinks in the video, but in real life it doesn't blink. So there's a lot of functionality built in here. First is the OLED. I added the OLED, the screen here, and we can turn the encoder, rotary encoder, and it'll highlight each menu item that we are able to change. So just scrolling through them now. So we have 6 different notes that are played. The Chord Machine includes a sequencer here of 6 different notes, and it'll generate a chord based off of the note selected for each one of the N1, N2 through N6. Then there's a source. Right now the source is internal, so it means it's pulling the chords from the list above, N1 through N6, and it highlights the chord there with a line under each one as it plays each one, so you know which chord is currently being played. I'm going to switch the source to be CV. That means the source for the note is coming from someplace else. In this case, I have this connected to a separate random VCO, which will generate random notes. And then that random note is fed to the Chord Machine, and the chord produces a chord off of that random note. So a few of those chords didn't sound very harmonious, but that was the random note that was provided to the Chord Machine. So it created one anyway. So you may want to do that, or you may want to use the internal selection, which allows you to select which chords So again, we have the internal chord selection here playing now. You'll notice note 1 is 0, 0. When the note is 0, 0, it will not play that chord, but it will hold the previously selected chord. So note 6 continues for the duration of note 1. And all of that is controlled by a clock input. Each time the clock changes, it moves to the next note. Now another functionality built in here is waveform. You can select which type of waveform to play. So it has 7 different waveforms. We have a sawtooth waveform. We have a sine wave. We have a square wave. We have a triangle wave. And then we have 3 different, we have an octave saw here, which is a sawtooth plus an added note from the root note of the chord, which is 1 octave above. So it's a triad plus the octave above the bass note. FM modes, FM1, which are all similar to church organs. Another functionality built in here is the chord family. So right now it's playing major chords. Now it's playing minor chords. So I have two different minor chord selections. That's the second bank of minor chords, and that's the first bank of minor chords. And then I have 4 different banks of major chords. Also, you can control the clock externally, so it controls the speed at which the chords are played.